Good evening and welcome to Mountain Bears. I'm Aeson, and of course with me, which is the Kobe with the mostest, my little cubby, Techy Joe. How are you, darling?
The Colby with the mostest?
Yes.
Okay. Hi.
I'll show you the reference later, darling.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
Good.
Oh, hey, Brenda. Hey, Shannon. Yes, we know we're running late. I was actually getting messaged as we were going live.
Oh,
like, late show or no show?
Late show. Sorry, guys. We had to
late. We're going live now.
And we were tracking down a story. Because this is what happens sometimes. You get a news headline. And the headline sounds really like, huh? How did that happen? And of course, modern journalists can't cover shit.
Well, clickbait headlines as they are.
Exactly. We like to track it down.
You know, make sure that before we go into this, it's not going to be a letdown.
Right. All right. So let me see how I can do this. Okay. I don't know if I can show the video, so just tell the story.
All right. So, I'm just going to go straight to the Advocate because that's where it's best.
Right.
Police officers first crashed their SUV into St. Louis gay bar, then they arrest the bar owner. A Missouri gay bar owner is facing criminal charges after he got upset that a police officer crashed his cruiser into the establishment. Late Sunday night, a St. Louis City Police SUV crashed into Bar PM, a well-known bar in the LGBTQ plus community located in the Carondelet neighborhood. The crash, which occurred around 12:30 a.m., sparked significant concern and multiple investigations, the Riverfront Times reported. According to eyewitness accounts and police reports, the police vehicle with two different officers on board lost control, overcorrected, and ultimately collided with the bar. The officers reportedly did not sustain injuries. The exact details leading up to the crash remain under active investigation. James Pence, co-owner of Bar PM, lives above the establishment. He said he was upstairs at the time of the crash and came down to find the police demanding identification. Upon his refusal, Pence was handcuffed but not arrested. Meanwhile, co-owner Chad Morris, also known as Chadwick, was arrested and faces a felony assault charge on an officer and misdemeanor resisting arrest. Pence recounted being informed by an officer that the crash was an attempt to avoid a dog on the road, a claim met with skepticism by Pence. He urged those involved to, quote, own it, tell me what happened, and fix the building, according to the Riverfront Times.
Right.
Yeah. According to police statements,
Morris for a minute. There's, in today's world, there is this lovely video evidence.
Oh, yes. Gotta love the video. It's great.
All right. Let's see if I can share this properly. All right. Seeing it?
Nope.
Okay.
I think you might have hit back to tab instead of play.
Dude, give me a minute, guys. We gotta love all our buttons.
Yeah. See, I have a theory. Brenda's over here going, the video, he swerved to miss nothing. Unless it was a ghost.
All right, guys. You're going to have to watch the Twitter feed because I can't do all of it. See him running a red light. Going at a very high speed.
Yeah, he wasn't going slowly.
Here we go. Swings the light, hooks a left, and
slams into the
building.
I have a theory. Because if for those of you who are watching it at this size, it may be easier to see what I'm about to say. Doesn't it kind of look like just past the police car, there's a stoplight that's green?
Yes.
I think there had to have been a moment on this article and this news story. There's a real challenge, not to say officer fails blowjob. Because the street it looks like he's trying to turn onto would technically actually be Blow Street in St. Louis, Missouri. That is just a couple of buildings past the bar.
Right.
I think the green sign messed him up.
Possibly. But here's the thing with this. Okay, this police department has backed their asses into a corner. Because the statement from the police officer is claiming he was charging his radio and that caused him to crash. Now, the third different exploration was swerving to miss a dog to not seeing the only parked car to now charging a radio. None of the examples explain running the red light.
Yeah, I think he ran the first light and then thought he was turning onto a side street.
Right.
I sincerely think that's what happened. Right. Now, I could be wrong, but that seems the most plausible to me.
Right.
Is that he forgot what block he was on.
Right. But
where in the block
bar. Goes into this bar, hits this bar. The police officer and then attacks the owners because both owners were battered and abused by the police. One of them getting a black eye.
Yeah. Well, now this is because allegedly Morris began to scream obscenities after the crash and struck an officer hard in the chest with an open hand, causing the officer to lose balance. Morris is said to have then tried to flee the scene, resulting in the charges.
No, he's trying to figure out how much damage you've done to his bar, you idiot.
And I think arguably one might have used a little discretion there and been like, I did just slam into the side of your building. I think obscenities and smacking someone in the chest is a reasonable reaction.
Especially when, the first thing said by the driver that hit your building is, let me see your ID.
Which, I mean, just kind of screams, so was the officer's first inclination to allege that the building was impeding traffic?
Possibly.
Failure to yield?
Yeah. But they didn't breathalyzer him?
Oh, yeah. No. We apparently did not blood test or breathalyze the police officers involved.
Right.
Who hit the building.
Exactly.
I personally, I would think, I have to wonder, was this one of those, the officers thought they could just handle this one by themselves? Or was there, like, a commanding officer who got this phone call? So we had a building. And you went, what?
Right.
All right, let me tell you what we're going to do. Because if this is what that officer came up with, because this sounds like dumb officers try to fix this.
Right.
Like, we fix it, we make it better.
Mm-hmm.
And fail. And fail.
Yeah, and these officers are known for brutality. They have already been charged in the past. The St. Louis Police Department has been made to pay out more settlements. But then they charge this bar owner with a felony.
Mm-hmm.
And it's now been dropped to a misdemeanor. The prosecutors called the lawyer, Jared Kanasia. Thank you for your Twitter feeds. We're following you because we'd rather deal with the law than, scandalous newspapers that can't cover shit.
There's that.
Yeah. The prosecutors just called them, said that they were amending the charges from felony to a misdemeanor, but that won't be enough. We have video showing the police officer were the aggressors and Chad did nothing wrong.
Yeah. Because see, what they forgot is they ran into the side of an open business.
Yeah.
Like, so basically at the point in which they walked in,
right.
Oh, there's no way they're not on camera.
Oh, yeah. Like, sorry, the bar has cameras. The bars have had cameras for years, and they're quality cameras. Like, we don't pay cheap, they're going to get it in high definition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For all the crap bars put up with, yeah, that's some 1080p, like,
right,
good several frames per second with audio.
Right.
Like, I'll about guarantee that one.
Right.
But no, this is I'm just like, the story just keeps getting worse.
Like, it keeps digging itself deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And it's like, you fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You destroyed an established business.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least did a lot of property damage. So yeah, I don't know if they're still open.
Oh, they're open. Plywood up and bar is on.
Hey, there you go. Sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I just... Good grief.
Yeah.
And something tells me there's a possibility this is going to be an expensive set of repairs. Because I'm looking at some real old looking glass.
Yes.
Like, what's left? Like, this is a very nice old archway. Like, hand carved wood is what it looks like. And that is some very expensive looking glass.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful stained glass. This is a very lovely bar that's been maintained for many years. And they ain't playing around. Like, this attorney is on it, and his Twitter game is hot.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I'm sure this is a field day, because this should be a slam dunk for the bar's lawyer. Because what this should have been is oh my God, we're so sorry. Let me get you all the information for this city's insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're so sorry. Is everyone okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are we sure everyone's okay?
Right.
And it wouldn't have been a news story. Or if it was, it would be a funny one.
Right.
Like, officer, can we see some identification?
Right.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
Yes.
And it would have been a cute little story. Probably would have stayed local.
Right.
Now it's national news.
Yeah.
And it makes this police department look so bad.
All right. They have a statement. We need to get them. Yeah, I'll send you the link. You can put on your statement voice.
Oh, goody. So this is from Alicia Sonier, alderwoman of the 7th Ward. The incident that happened at Bar PM, a safe space for an already marginalized community early Monday morning is a manifestation of our flawed criminal justice system. Video footage has shown a much different story than what the police have reported, and the community and I have more questions than answers at this time. The response by SLMPD is unacceptable and exposes what is wrong with our criminal justice system. As such, I make the following calls to action. All charges against Chad Morris should immediately be dismissed. The body and dash cam footage must be released ASAP. The officers and prosecutors involved should be investigated for any and all misrepresentations and misconduct. In addition to the previously stated actions, I urge my colleagues on the Public Safety Committee to take seriously our duties of oversight. This is yet another incident that evidences that police cannot and should not police themselves and underscores the importance of transparency and accountability for city government and the dangers we face if our police department is exempt from those foundational tenets. Finally, I want to also uplift Mr. Morris's ask that we support his business by having a birthday drink with him at Bar PM tonight. I am sorry that Mr. Morris spent part of his birthday in a jail cell, but please know that the 7th Ward and I stand with you in full solidarity. Hashtag all some. Oh, this doesn't sound like it's going to go down well for the officers involved. Because now, granted, we could sit here and have a moment that, you know, this older woman may, being from that ward, that was affected, might have already had an agenda, and this dovetailed beautifully with it, but somehow, as strong as she is speaking, I'm gonna say no. I'm pretty sure that police footage was bad.
Yeah,
Like there's no,
right.
Like dash cam footage, garbage.
Well, apparently there wasn't a dash cam.
Oh, there wasn't a dash cam rolling.
Right, and they're not sure on body footage.
Oh, cool, because that's kind of a back and forth, is that supposedly that footage exists.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least some of it exists.
Right.
That the problem is that because the case is open
and
under investigation, that it can't be released because of Missouri law.
Right.
So that's been a thing. So yeah.
Oh, and the mayor is saying that according to KRS News 6, St. Louis mayor says the officers will be held accountable if the investigation reveals they were involved in misconduct. Excuse me, are you blind, lady? Look, now it looks like you might wear glasses. I will give you that. Your airbrush pictures probably show that you are, contact wearer, because I know that gloss over the eyes.
Well, they always have to go with the allegedly. Allegedly.
Right.
And leave it open that it's not a foredrawn conclusion. I just think it's gonna be hard.
Right.
To walk oneself out of that situation without guilt. Because while it is true that sometimes different camera angles will show different situations differently, I don't know exactly what, because fundamentally what we're arguing about, or what's at argument, isn't really whether or not they hit the building or why they hit the building. No one really cares why or how they hit the building. That's pretty clear.
Right.
Everything that happened after they hit the building is the moment of, on what planet do you slam into someone else's property
Mm-hmm.
Not only start making demands for identification, which
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Unless we're going with the officer had a concussion, at which point,
Right.
I think we should all quickly have noticed that maybe this officer wasn't the best person to be making charges.
Right.
But more to the point, we're not even going to pretend to care whether the officer was inebriated or not.
Right.
And instead, we're going to let him arrest people who were the victims of a crime, or of a, well, before we call it a crime, let's just call it an incident. The victims of an incident,
right,
involving a police car and a building.
Yeah.
Really? Like, where, like, and how do you stand beside that?
Well, and that's the bigger question. Apparently not too close.
Yeah, I would assume. I would assume other officers have to be going, oh my God.
Right.
Are we seriously doing this?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you don't step up in that situation. Like, right. I know, thin blue line, blah, blah, blah. I get that.
Right.
But that's a moment of like, dude, like, if nothing else, for your thin blue line.
Right.
You should be pulling an officer aside going, I don't think you want to do that.
Right.
Like, that's not, like, we'll back your play if you really want to do this, but this is a bad idea.
Right.
Goodness. But it is a funny story.
Right.
Mostly because no one was seriously injured.
Well, but there is serious injury here.
Well, there's serious property damage, and there's a serious smack to the town's or the city's reputation, and the relationship between private citizens and officers. Because God knows, I don't think anyone should feel comfortable trusting this police department.
Right.
I mean, not that we're sitting here going, you should always trust the police. They have your best interest at heart. No. But I think we can all agree that we can have a working relationship with police departments, and accept that has limitations both ways.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Here we go. Like every show, dude. Every show. Come on.
So, yeah, we're having to get rid of a person from the comments.
Yeah. All right, so we got some comments here. Let's go through all this. Sorry, guys. We've been looking at news articles.
Oh, so Brenda says, oh, that really sucks that it was his birthday on top of it all.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Plus the officer had his husband handcuffed for walking out to see who hit his building. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're making sure that you can tell. They can tell you why you're banned.
Mm-hmm.
Now that was Mercury retrograde saying, "Hold my beer."
Right.
So question here, did you guys hear what NYC just passed? Basically, if a cop even says hello to you, he has to get your name, information, and go fill out paperwork that they had an interaction. The expensive body cams are useless.
Well, that's because they don't turn on. They have the freedom to turn them on and off.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's been some of the big debate over the body cameras. Is like, if this were continuous recording device, like it had, I don't know, a 48-hour battery pack on it, which might be a little hard to do. But as in, we're not going to have to worry about these things going dead.
Right.
Would be my theory.
Right.
And literally from the minute it comes out of the charger until it goes back in,
right,
it continuously recorded.
Right. And see, that should happen. If CVS employees that are working from home on claims for the fucking government medical care can't turn their cameras off, neither should cops.
I know, right? Can we point out that work from home is getting more stringent requirements?
Mm-hmm. Granted, that ain't the most insane thing I've heard New York City NYC passing.
Okay.
Did you hear they're trying to get Bigot Burger they're trying to legally force Bigot Burger to be open on Sunday?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's gonna be funny.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. Maybe it'll get them out of New York.
There is that perhaps. There at least NYC. I don't know they're going to get them all out of the entirety of New York with a.
Well, it's against their deeply held religious beliefs not to work on Sunday, so they're going to have to hire atheists.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are only allowed to hire Christians as part of their employee manual.
Oh, well, there is that.
Yeah.
Okay, so New York lawmakers have introduced a bill that would require restaurants in the state highway system, rest areas, to operate 7 days a week, a measure apparently aimed at interfering with a policy at the fast food chain Chick-fil-A of staying closed on Sundays. Okay, see, now that becomes important.
Yes.
When Chick-fil-A is one of your rest area offerings.
Right.
It really throws a wrench in the works when it's closed 1 day a week. And it's especially a travel day for a lot of people.
Right.
I have to say that at least from the perspective of a college student that went to a college that had not one, but 2 Chick-fil-A's on campus, kind of a pain in the butt when 2 of your dining choices close on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of a problem there.
Mm-hmm.
Like that left us Quiznos, Burger King, and then the Aramark restaurants.
Right.
Yeah, it was kind of like high. So
right.
Quiznos and Burger King.
Right.
That's our options on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Well, again, I think that's BS. Well, personally, I think the chain should have been sued out of existence, but apparently that's impossible to do when they're being funded by the Southern Baptist Church, which is also the ones burning books in schools. But anyhow, moving on.
I do have to say, though, I also found it kind of annoying that there were 2 on campus that were like, I don't know, 2 football fields apart from each other.
Right.
Like, we couldn't get more diversity.
Right.
So, anyhow, moving right along. Oh, George Santos is raking in a disgusting amount of money on Cameo.
Oh, see, I don't like. I would expect an OnlyFans.
I don't know. I don't know what is Cameo. No, seriously, what is Cameo? Is it just one more alternative, or
no? It's these video greetings. You've heard me lose my temper over a certain network that purchased one for their commercial.
Oh,
yeah, Cameo's official site. I don't want to order one, but no, it's like if you have a specific actor or personality, you can order a video greeting. Some people do birthday wishes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so it's basically come be our spokesperson.
Mm-hmm.
Read the spokesperson monologue.
Right. But apparently he's just racking it up.
Well, yeah, because it looks like he initially priced himself at $75, and that was a mistake.
Right.
Then jumped the price of his videos to $150, then to $200, and he is now at $400.
Right.
Oh. So $400 gets you a video of basically George Santos saying whatever. Of course, now this is George Santos. We do hope he actually fulfills his orders. He does seem to have a minor problem with follow through.
Well, he has a minor problem with telling the truth, so he should be good at acting. Have you saw the congressional smexing in the Capitol building?
The what?
I'll send you the article, and you can figure out how we can talk about those.
Are we talking about the little boy who got laid in the congressional hearing room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how they got leaked, because it was in a private chat between other congressmen that are into this.
I'm sorry. Wait, bury the lead. There is a Facebook group?
There's a private Facebook, well, it can't be Facebook, so it would have to be Twitter or Instagram chat.
Not necessarily. You can have, there's a difference between having a group and a message and having a private message with a group of people.
Right.
Like Facebook treats the rules differently. Like community standards applies to the group messenger, not to the private. Though it still applies, you just it's different.
Right.
So anyway, so there is potentially a Facebook message group of what staffers?
Congress staffers.
That share videos, sex tapes, of places, basically in their working lives, that they've had sex.
Right.
Oh God. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Who thought this group was a good idea? Right. I feel like that's the point where you just get the list of every member in the group and fire them. Because never was this a good idea.
Right.
Not one time was this a good idea.
Right.
Like, seriously?
Oh.
I think maybe their theory was going to be that, like, one goes down, we all go down.
Right. So they identified one staffer, which is apparently they identified the bottom. They have not identified the top yet.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I've seen the video. I actually ran across the uncensored version today on Twitter, randomly. Seriously, like the traction that video is getting. And it is boring.
Of course.
It is a short video.
Right.
Literally, it's outside of where it's at, it would be a snooze fest.
Right.
Next.
Right.
It would be. It's nothing special. It's nothing
Right.
like it's basically two, and when I say kids, I do mean adults, but young adults.
Okay.
Basically trying to do something they ought not be doing while not getting caught.
Right.
Like that's the entire energy of it.
Right.
Like that's it. I mean, and it's it's not even a long clip. It's just
again. But my point being is, one, why isn't the health department up there shutting the Capitol down? You know what I'm referring to.
Oh, I know what you're referring to, and no, I mean they does the Capitol have a liquor license?
Yes, it does actually. It has to issue them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. That might be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because that seems like a lewd act to me.
Yeah.
But you know.
Oh, it's good that Cameo doesn't release the money until the video goes out.
Oh, smart move, Cameo, especially when dealing with George Santos. These people might actually get what they paid for.
Might.
Yep.
All right. What's the Pope up to now?
Alrighty, so yeah. After same-sex blessing ruling, Pope decries inflexible ideologies. I'm sorry, is the Catholic Church at odds with the Pope?
At this moment.
Who the hell put that one on their 2023 bingo?
Right.
Like, I want to talk to you. I want to go. I want to know who sat here and thought, you know what 2023 is going to do? Mm-hmm. We're going to have the Pope at odds with the Catholic Church.
Well, see, this is my problem with this. We have had so much scandal out of the Catholic Church, it makes a Wiccan potluck look like a church meeting. Okay? First of all. Second of all, you know, they've changed their doctrine on gay men, that it should be a vow of celibacy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from, you know, everything else they have concluded over the past 30 years, this is probably the first progressive mood I've seen out of the church. Now into this.
Yeah. Oh. All right. So, yeah. So, so Pope Francis on Thursday warned against inflexible ideological positions that can hinder the church from seeing reality and moving forward, speaking days after a declaration allowing blessings of same-sex couples that conservatives have condemned. Francis, who turned 87 on Sunday, made his comments in his traditional Christmas greetings to members of the Curia, the Vatican's central administration. In the early years of his papacy, Francis made the Christmas greetings an occasion for blistering critiques of the bureaucracy, highlighting what at the time he called its illnesses and diseases. On Thursday, he mentioned the continuing debate between progressives and conservatives 60 years after the Second Vatican Council, which ushered the church into the modern world. Let us remain vigilant against rigid ideological positions that often, under the guise of good intentions, separate us from reality and prevent us from moving forward, he said. We are called instead to set out and journey like the Magi, following the light that always desires to lead us on, at times along unexplored paths and new roads, he said. On Monday, he approved a ruling that priests can administer blessings to same-sex couples under certain condition, and as long as they do not resemble marriage and are not part of church rituals or liturgies. While the Pope's opening to blessings for same-sex couples was welcomed by many, conservatives said it could shake the foundations of the faith and even lead to a church schism. So basically, they're already threatening to rip apart the Catholic Church like they did the whole Baptist, Southern Baptist.
Well, see, more like they done, I don't know, 1,600 years ago when they started having anything but Catholics.
Well, there's that too.
Church
of
over
England.
A little matter of divorce.
But I just think a conservative Catholic church split off, which I don't even know what we're going to call it other than super Catholics. Like, it's going to have a horrible name.
Well, of course. I mean, Protestant. If you don't like what the Pope is doing, go to the Protestant churches. Oh, you don't like that either because they're doing the same thing. They're on their death throes. The churches have been losing money. They've been losing in lawsuits. And who do you think has that disposable income? Old ladies and gay men.
Well, there's that. But I don't know. I kind of see a little ray of sunshine here.
Okay.
If, and this is the thing they really need to stop and think about before they go, seceding from a church. One or two things is going to happen.
Right.
Either A, you're going to have an actual church split.
Right.
Which would be some percentage of the Catholic Church goes one way.
Right.
With all of with half its assets, or with a percentage of the assets. Or B, you're just going to take your Catholicism and no assets, none, not a damn thing, and go up against the Catholic Church. Let me know how that works for you.
Right. But they do this every time. I mean, it's almost like psychics. Every time they change something, they get all furious and go whining in their corners, and they're like, oh, crap, I actually do have to work.
I mean, probably in poor taste, but if the Catholic Church is too liberal for you, have you tried Islam?
See,
like militant Islam. I'm not taking out the whole Islam thing. Militant Islam. Have you tried militant Islam?
Well, see, here's the thing with militant Islam. Well, okay, let's not with Islam in general. Islam in general is fine with it as long as you provide for your mates.
Like Islam in general is fine. We really need to talk about that. Militant Islam, however, might remember some events involving planes. They're kind of bitchy, little hateful.
Well, see, we have to look at Islam pre-1974. Okay.
Oh, yeah, pre-74, it's great.
Not only that, but it embarked and embraced all relationships, all viewpoints, all positions. They had 3 genders there. It was fine.
It looked like Catholicism had a really good year.
Yeah.
Islam 74, Catholicism in 74. It looked like Catholicism had a great year.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was a little conservative, but it was getting better. And then 74 happened.
Right.
And it kind of and there's every possibility if we're talking about a Catholicism split,
right,
it's going to end up looking, the conservative branch is going to end up looking like militant Islam, like militant Catholicism. I mean, because what else do you do? Catholicism isn't conservative enough for you.
Right.
We're going to make it more conservative.
Right, but, if we look at the global view of things, okay, we have Thailand moving towards, the latest drive for same-sex marriage equality laws. They're on the verge of it. We look at Nepal registering its first same-sex marriage. You know, like it has gotten to the point that these countries that were once very harsh, I'm talking harsh. Nepal was very good at cutting people's hands off and body parts off and chemical castration. Now
Really
legally
got with it.
recognizing. Yeah.
Really has gotten with it very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Very quick.
And that's what we've noticed around the world. The U.S. has been the slowest to go through it.
Right.
Like, doling it out a little at a time. Every other country, when they've finally gotten there, has been like, ripcord pull. We're like, full rights. Here we go. Done,
Right.
done. Like, fuck it. We're not. Nope. We're out. We're out. We're not. Nope. We're not doing this anymore. The U.S. is sitting here going, here's your drop.
Right. Well, even the Greek government is now standing behind its pledge, even after it opposes the Orthodox Church.
Mm-hmm.
Legalization will be brought to Parliament during its House current term, which ends in 2027. The government spokesman said.
Because most of the rest of the world gets the concept that maybe,
right,
in the 21st century,
mm-hmm.
having our churches controlling our human rights
mm-hmm.
might not always be the best choice.
Might not. So we've got all this going on, and Pope Francis is just looking at this going, if we don't fix this, we're going to be in trouble.
Yeah. I think that's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Especially given the
right.
I don't know how many hundreds of years of hypocrisy of the Catholic Church and like their sideways condonement of same-sex relations amongst the clergy.
Right.
And that's like, you don't even have to touch the pedophilia portion to get there.
Right.
The literal same-sex relationships going on between priests.
Well, there was that scandal a couple of years ago about an orgy occurring at the Vatican. Unconfirmed, of course, but,
And I'm sure it was far from the first.
Well, I would say so, especially, all I'm going to say is 13 men running around in a desert. Some things are going to happen. All right. So it's time for my fun part of the episode. Are you an asshole?
Am I the asshole for calling Christmas with my ex co-parent Christmas instead of family Christmas? My ex, 30 male, and I, 26 female, are still in the midst of our divorce. We split after a few years of his mother making my life hell and many miscarriages. Incidentally, I found out I was pregnant 2 weeks after we split. He begged me to get back together with him, and even though I still loved him, I knew that we weren't going to last. I had our son this August, and we've decided to do Christmas together this year for him. My ex also had gone no contact with his family for the role they played in our split, so I don't want him to be alone during the holidays. He'll be coming over to my mother's place on Christmas Eve and leaving on the 26th, as is normal to do in our family for Christmas, as we open presents on the eve, go to church on the day, and then we have dinner together that evening. My ex also gets along really well with a lot of my male cousins and my older brothers, so it hopefully won't be awkward. Naturally, this situation has been giving me a lot of stress. My ex still wants us to work it out. We're in the midst of our divorce. I'm suffering from health problems from the birth, etc. I've been talking about this nonstop with my therapist, and she coined the term co-parent Christmas. I find the term funny, and I guess when I put it like that, I can effectively compartmentalize what is stressing me out exactly between general holiday stress or my ex being there. I've started using the term with friends and family too. My ex came over yesterday to drop off his presents for my family members. My mom likes to get all the presents in her house when she's hosting by the 22nd so she can organize them properly. We have a huge family, and we discuss the arrangements a little. He comes over daily just to see the baby too because he's still exclusively breastfed. I used the term co-parent Christmas, and he got a funny look on his face but never said anything. Later on, he called me to say that he didn't like the term as it reminded him of his failure as a husband and how it meant that he didn't get to experience any sort of family Christmas this year. I felt absolutely awful, and I even teared up as I apologized. I even lost a little sleep over it, and I spoke to my older brother, and he said I was an asshole for not being mindful over how I spoke to my ex. I want an unbiased opinion too, so I'm opening the floor to Reddit. Am I the asshole?
Here's the thing. I hate this idea of labeling Christmas. Friends and family, family Christmas, co-parenting Christmas. It's fucking Christmas. We only need one label. We don't need extras.
Oh. I have to go with not the asshole. I don't think you really truly did anything wrong. And quite frankly, if this is what gets you through the holidays...
Then it gets you through the holidays.
Do what now?
If it gets you through the holidays, it gets you through the holidays.
You know, I can't feel bad about that. And I don't think you should either. I think the bigger problem is, like, he's lost a lot. And I think we can all acknowledge that. Like, doesn't sound like a real, like, total winner of an ex.
Right.
Doesn't sound like a total toxic asshole either. I think he definitely needs a lot of support, and I think this probably put a great big yellow highlighter on that.
Yep.
I don't know that this was the right moment for him to have to confront that,
right.
You know, he really isn't going to have a family Christmas.
Right.
I know. We don't like the double label, but we do think a lot about family at Christmas.
Right.
It is typically for a lot of people, whether it's chosen family, blood family, or other family.
Right, but you know, we all have our internal labels for Christmases. I mean, I've had Christmas where I've labeled living hell.
Yeah. Well, and I think he's letting her label define him.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, I think dude's had a really rough year.
Right.
Argumentatively, not in the best position to be hearing this.
Right.
But I can't call you the asshole for it.
Right. I don't think you're the asshole either. I think you're being very gracious to allow him to attend the baby's first Christmas. I think you've also been very gracious to allow him to drop by instead of going, see you in 6 months when he's on solid food.
You know?
All right, on to poly advice, and the poll is up on Aeson Knight's YouTube. If you're watching on the other platforms, feel free to go over to Aeson Knight's YouTube.
All right, be patient or let it go. I've been dating someone for about 6 months. I dated them years ago, but it never got past a few meetups until now. It's been great and fulfilling for me, even while infrequent, because we live far away from each other. My nesting partner has always supported it and encouraged the relationship years ago and now. In the beginning of this round of courting, there was tons of texting, communication, and enthusiasm, typical NRE stuff, and a lot of fun. However, lately communication has been lacking, and they've been avoiding plans to meet up. I've expressed that not only have I only grown more interested over time, but would like to make more time for them. They replied they felt the same, but then their actions are the opposite. I've made a point to express my confusion here, and I tried to give my expectations to help explain. I don't need to talk to someone every single day, but when I asked why they weren't reaching out so much, they said they were just busy. I also don't need or expect any kind of exclusivity. I've been happy to hear about their dating life and share mine. I'd love to hear if they found someone they want to spend time with, so I can't imagine they'd hide that from me. I even asked, but was told no, they're not seeing anyone else. I also like them as a person separate from just sex and have said I enjoy talking to them and wanted to spend time together. Dinner, hanging out. They replied that they also definitely wanted that, and then none of those plans ever happened, even while I offered days and initiated. Finally, I asked if there's any hesitation or change of heart. They reassured me that nothing is wrong and at one point suggested I was making it too complicated. It's supposed to be simple because I'm already married and don't need anything. Anyway, my intuition, which is usually spot on, and I know everyone says that, but whatever, is telling me that either one, this person isn't really interested anymore and is stringing me along instead of being accountable to their feelings, or two, there's some kind of avoidant behavior or strong feelings that they're not dealing with or telling me about. They're very new to poly, solo, and have confessed to commitment issues. All this context and details to ask advice. I'd love to continue seeing them if they want to, but now I feel like I'm stuck between, well, I can't just repeat where I'm at and assume they are being honest about their feelings and wait this lull out, or I'm dating someone who's acting on non-poly commitment phobic behavior. Harsh, but I don't want to waste energy educating someone on how to open up, especially if they're not even asking or acknowledging it's an issue. Should I just cut my losses or wait and see?
Or 3, it's December. Point blank, it's December. You have family holidays from November to January you have to deal with. You then also have a demanding work schedule you have to fit in. You then, at the same time, while combating all that, has to deal with the question of where's your girlfriend? Do you have a girlfriend when you get married? Are you going to have kids? Are you looking for kids? Are you all moving in soon? When's your anniversary? Y'all guys have seen Psychic That Plans. We are moving puzzle pieces by the micro-minute at times.
Mm-hmm. Well, but I know this is like what she's saying, though. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't deal well with that out of a partner.
I don't, but I handle it differently.
Okay.
When they shut down, I shut down.
I mean, fair enough. And I think sometimes that kind of has to be the thing. Is that, and I do like the one reply here is that, you have to deal with the relationship you're in, not the relationship that could be.
Right.
Like, even if you're matching values and you're hearing all the things, mm-hmm. If that's not what's occurring, that's not what's occurring, and that's not the relationship you're in.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I think on this one, it's. I think OP's right, and this is just not happening.
Right.
Is the ultimate end today. I don't think it's happening.
Right.
I think it ran its course. I think it was great for a while. I think maybe someone's hedging their bets and doesn't want to have that moment of breaking up with a perfectly good person that they're just not
right
totally thrilled by now that the NRE is wearing off.
Right. And, there's other parts going on there.
I mean, unless the busy really is busy.
Yeah.
That would be my last ditch of effort would be how busy is busy? Break it down to me like I'm 5 and I don't understand because I'm basically 5 and I don't understand.
Right.
So break down how busy you are
mm-hmm.
so that I can at least have a position to come from.
Right.
To try to understand.
Yeah.
But that doesn't even sound like it. That just sounds like excuses, not necessarily realities.
Right.
Because it was working up till now, so unless something drastic changed.
Right.
I mean,
Well, see, that's just it. I don't think that it's something drastic change. I think it's just more so it's the time of year.
I mean, fair enough. Oh,
Ooh, that's where they are. Okay, sorry guys, I'm getting information about how to do things.
oh, nice. Well, information about how to do things is always helpful.
Right.
Oh, so you're basically saying wait and see after the beginning of the year.
After the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. After everything is kind of in order and that type of thing, let it be that way.
Yeah. I think for now, though, what one does is match.
Mm-hmm.
Like, take what you're getting and match it.
Exactly. Maybe match it a little slower too.
Yeah.
Quite like if someone doesn't talk to me for a while, it may take me a day or so to respond to their text message. Because I'm just that bitch.
Well, fair enough. I mean, fair enough.
So, all right.
So how are we going over in the poll?
Let's go look at the poll. We're still waiting for votes to come in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Go vote. Go vote. Vote, 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 vote.
Yep.
Or are you having the moment with me where it's like,
Well, I've got everyone shitty here.
oh, you've got an everyone shitty here?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so I started creating those three options.
Okay.
Option 1, yes, you're an asshole. Option 2, no, you're an asshole. Option 3, everyone is shitty.
Okay. So we have one everyone shitty here?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So next week is the last week of the year.
It is.
It's been a great one. And since I have baristas in the chat, I want to ask baristas, should Aeson be on Cameo?
I'm afraid what they'll make you say.
Oh, please.
I mean, I'll comfort myself with spending the money from you being paid to say it, but I'm afraid of what they'll make you say.
He'll probably burn his shit and shut the fuck up and hand me my coffee.
Oh, Brenda says, I picked D. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
That is perfectly fine. There's no wrong answers. I'm not going with there's wrong answers.
No, there's
I think
no
some
wrong
answers are sometimes debatable more than others. Like, is that really okay?
Yeah.
Like, but I typically do well if you have a good reason.
Well, some, but at the same time, I personally say the vote is the vote. It's always the vote. Like it, love it, hate it, it's still the vote.
All right. So far, I'm not the asshole. That's what I'm hearing.
No, so far you're the dill pickle.
Dill pickle? What?
The only vote I currently have is D, which is for dill pickles.
D is for... I thought there were 3 options, not 4.
Brenda created 4.
Brenda! What the hell? Now I have a problem. Dill pickle is not an answer.
Yes, it is.
How is dill pickle an answer? My kid got, so from Shannon, my kid got me a glass for Yule that says, Crystal Ball says, you're full of shit.
LOL. That's amazing.
Oh, he wants that on a coffee mug.
No, I want the one I shared earlier today on a coffee mug.
The one you shared earlier today.
Do y'all guys see how well he pays attention to my feed?
You post every 4 minutes. Do you know how hard it is to keep up?
I want the following on my coffee mug. That says, I drink coffee stronger than your feelings.
Oh, you've shared that one before.
Yes. Warning, Snowflake, I drink coffee stronger than your feelings. I want that on a coffee mug.
Oh, apparently Brenda's being a bad influence. All right.
Oh, she is not a bad influence. She chooses great coffee, does lovely cheesecake, and quite frankly, has been a great influence on me. It keeps me nice.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So what I'm really hearing is Shannon now has to make a cheesecake.
Shannon,
did anyone else hear that, or was it just me?
It was just you.
And I swear to God, you make that dill pickle cheesecake bullshit. You're in trouble. Doesn't Joe get a cricket?
Joe has a cricket.
Has one. Oh, doesn't Joe got a cricket? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Sorry, I misread.
Yes, he does.
Ah.
Next thing I'm getting him is that wood burn thing.
Technically, though, on the mugs, it's kind of a pain in the butt.
I asked you if you wanted the mug thing.
I know, but God, that thing's expensive.
Yeah.
And then you have to buy their mugs that are also expensive.
And small.
And small. Like, I've struggled with this theory. Like, it's cute in theory. It's a cute idea. Mm-hmm. I just, like, those are some, like, what, $15 mugs, I thought?
Oh, God, no.
Like, I know that, like, adding it up, it was just like, this is fucking ridiculous, Cricket.
All right, so the Cricket mug thing is $149.
Yeah, $149 for the mug press, the heating element transfer deal.
Right. And then the mugs at Joann's are $4 each.
Okay, those have gone down.
Well, yeah, and then you do a coupon, and you do another coupon, and you do this, that, and another. I mean, I can show you how to shop.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I swear to God, at one point, those mugs were like $15 a pop. Like...
Yes, Tim Hortons coffee tastes burnt and over sugary.
Yeah, he doesn't like that one.
Ooh, dark chocolate cheesecake I'm cool with. Orange, interesting. Bourbon sounds delicious.
Dark chocolate orange bourbon cheesecake. I'm down. Send it over. I will forgive you for a dark chocolate
bourbon cheesecake.
Orange bourbon cheesecake. It's a lot of words.
No. Dark chocolate bourbon cheesecake. Skip the orange extract.
You're skipping the orange.
Yes.
Yeah, Brenda, I'm pretty sure that's the theory, is like the chocolate oranges at Christmas. Which I'm down for. I just don't want to ever do the link with the drink with the chocolate orange liqueur ever again. That is like drinking motor oil. There you cannot mix that with anything and make it less motor oil like. That's some heavy duty liqueur.
Maybe it needs to go with cold brew.
No, that would make it worse. Like, that was not the best life choice of Oh, so Shannon says sweet level was fine, it just tasted burnt. Yeah. Ooh, Brenda is finding us recipes for boozy fudge and boozy homemade marshmallows.
Ooh, I'll send those on to my friend that makes marshmallows.
Oh, no, it's actually made with real orange peel. And apparently Shannon likes her chocolate like her humor, which is dark.
Dark. All right. So,
Ooh, garnish with candied peels. Oh, that sounds gorgeous. Like, I'm sorry, I'm getting behind this cheesecake.
Well, honey, it's cheesecake. You'll get behind any cheesecake. You're the one that purchased it at Southern.
Okay, so I'm a cheesecake whore. We knew this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's called a dark chocolate old-fashioned
Right.
cake. Ooh, okay. All right, sorry. I've been distracted. You got to fix this.
Right.
You're going to have to go through and start deleting some of Shannon's comments if you want to end this show. She's giving us food porn.
She always gives us food porn. She keeps us happy. We've got some of the, and I want to take a moment. We've got some of the best baristas in town. There's no patriots or no Patreons like them. They show up, they do the shows. Now, this Sunday, we're going to be going through my 2024 setup.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I'll have it done by then. Yeah, I'm not going crazy, but there are some things that are going to be changing in 2024 for the betterment of me.
New Year, who dis?
Yeah.
No, you do not, Brenda. You do not. You do not. You do not. At no point do I need a dill pickle cheesecake recipe. No, ma'am. Stop looking for it.
Located.
Trash it. Oh, they're conspiring against me.
That's okay. No. I was watching that girl that does the what is she? It's the 1950s, 1940s recipes. Have you ever heard of a pickle wheel?
No.
Or a pickle roll?
Again, no.
Me either, but it sounded interesting, just the flavor combinations itself.
What in the deep fried sacrilege are you up to, Shannon? Bet I could find a fried pickle cheesecake too. Uh-huh. And I think in the court of Southern justice, you get put on a stake and burned.
Well, first of all, here's the dill pickle cheesecake recipe. I'm quite sure it can be frozen and, deep fried.
Well, everything can be frozen and deep fried.
Yeah. All right.
Freeze and deep fry a Honda if you wanted to.
You take a dill pickle.
Or a Honda.
A real dill pickle.
Okay, sorry.
And you take cream cheese and deli ham. You dry the ham, you cover it in a nice layer of cream cheese, and you roll it around the dill pickle. And you slice it up like sushi.
Oh. Is this also found in a recipe with a recipe book with things to do with Jell-O?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
No Jell-O was involved in this recipe.
Not in this one, but was that like the next page was like a tomato soup aspic?
I don't know. She done that one, and then she done a water chestnut wrapped in bacon and dipped in barbecue sauce and baked. I knew you would be out for it. And then she done a bugle dip.
Okay, now see, now you lost me. Now you might have me.
It is a port wine cheese with sour cream and onion powder and salt and pepper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just specifically for the little bugle chips?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm down with that. That's basically like, all my favorite things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so Shannon's mom would make those when she was trying to avoid carbs.
Yeah.
Oh. Aw.
But no, I think that, it's the next time we go to the store, I might get some pickles and try it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you pick me up a jar of the little gherkins? Because I've been in a gherkin mood.
I can get you some gherkins. I can also hand you my grinder. They seem to pop up there often.
No. Don't make me dip them in chocolate. I did cream cheese cubes shaken in sugar-free Jell-O powder when avoiding carbs like a cheesecake snack. I think that's technically called freebasing Jell-O.
That sounds interesting.
Oh yeah, the cucumbers with yeah. I'm a little familiar. Oh, but that's not with the cream cheese though. Okay.
Wow.
But that's a little close to your cucumber slices.
I know I didn't get those this summer. I also didn't get cheesecake. I mean, not cheesecake, strawberry shortcake this summer.
I know. I kept trying.
I know.
You were apparently going for a strawberry shortcake purity ring or something. I don't know what the hell that was.
I was looking for the right strawberries because they kept having these yucky ones that had come from the hothouse, and they just have no damn flavor.
Okay. Oh yeah. So Shannon says, take cucumber, slice them small, and let them sit with some salt for a few minutes. Pat them dry. Then add garlic paste, everything, bagel seasoning, and chili flakes. I can't have chips, so it's a little crunchy. Oh, don't use lemon Jell-O, Aeson. It melts the cream cheese. What the hell? Oh, well, okay, the citric acid. Never mind. That makes perfect sense. I was like, what the hell is in this Jell-O that... But no, it's citric acid.
Citric acid.
Yep. Does it do the same thing with the lime?
Probably.
Because those are supposed to both be like high in citric acid.
Both
I would totally believe that the orange doesn't have enough citric acid for anything.
Yeah, orange Jell-O is only good for one thing. Vodka Jell-O shots.
Oh. Well, mostly so you can color code your Jell-O shots.
Exactly.
Green, yellow, orange, red. Red doesn't congeal.
Exactly. At
least that's how my college roommate did it. We had so many friends.
Of course. They wanted the red Jell-O shots.
At that point, I don't think anyone cared what Jell-O shot they got. This man stacked. He stole trays from our cafeteria. He did return them, so technically he borrowed them.
He didn't steal them.
But he stole trays. Yeah, stole trays and did medicine cup shots.
Okay.
And literally stacked them bottom to top of that dorm, like took the racks out, bottom to top in that dorm refrigerator, and then stacked the freezer.
Okay.
For the red ones that wouldn't congeal.
Well, that happens. Sometimes you don't get it at the right temperature. Certain things occur.
No, he replaced both of the liquids with straight vodka.
Yeah.
That won't congeal.
Well, actually, it will. You just have to get it at 0 degrees.
Oh, well. Ours didn't. They just looked like, they looked and smelled like cough syrup.
That works. Fix all that's ailing you. All right, guys. We want to thank you guys for hanging out. Joe has been ruled the dill pickle so this week. We'll see if he does better next week.
I am the dill pickle. Fittingly, guys. I happen to look down. I have the pickle lighter.
Yep. All right. So with that, we will see you Sunday. We'll be setting up. You'll be reviewing my Notion setup. That is a blend of Moxie Life versus HP90.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be setting up the 2024 planner.
Yay! You know what year it is.
That's debatable.
So, of course, we want to thank Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda, Shannon C, Shannon D, Lady Gwendolyn, Charles Shaw, Tracy Van, Caitlin Bell, and Devin. If you'd like to learn more about us, the show, or how you too can become a Patreon sponsor and receive all the wonderful benefits our baristas receive, please visit us at pcspnetwork.com.
Yes. All right, guys. We will see you next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye.